bastard, utter bastard, that third guy who sponged that AS50 shot. If he'd have gone down, I would have had my quad feed. You know what, I will get it. I balls up far too many of these damn montage clips. I refuse to be denied the quad feed with this gun too, because this gun just doesn't deserve that kind of bad luck. It's called... wait for it, this is a P99. This, on the other hand, is an AS50. Shit, I missed him. Come on, don't be shy. Damn it. Stick your face out for boo. Come on, just hit marker. Don't you shithead. Oh, it saddens me. I just feel like I have the worst luck in the world with these guns. Dear God. Ah, shit. Take back everything I just said. That guy must have the worst luck in the world. Semtex stick right to the cock. No nonsense, just straight up. Ah, nasty. You'll be feeling that one in the morning. Alright, fair enough. We'll keep going, we'll stride onwards, and hope that at some point later, God will smile on us and he'll give us that luck we've been looking for with this AS50 sniper rifle. And good God knows that this gun is capable of those nasty montage clips. Hello. Ah, the AS50. Jesus Christ. This gun is so much fun to use. It's like, take a PTRS from World at War. They called it a bolt-action rifle when it was quite clearly semi-automatic. But regardless, take the PTRS, then look at the magnification, cut it in half. You have the AS50. Looks like it, feels like it, most certainly fucking kills people like it. It is so cool and so fun to shoot that the only reason I don't call it my favourite gun is because the FAD exists. Although I have to admit, if your shot is not on point, you are going to be running dry fast because this thing encourages you to spam shot after shot after shot. I myself have only got 2 bullets left, so I've got to make sure that I take my time and make them count. 1 and 2. While the nature of the gun does encourage fast firing, it's often the better choice to just take it easy, line them up, and make sure you connect before you run dry. I'm lucky I acquired Scavenger on that last guy. But the main factor that separates the AS50 from the other sniper rifles is the shorter magnification, the kind of magnification you get with the first stage of a variable zoom, and similar magnification to the thermal scope. Now with the other sniper rifles like the MSR, the Barrett 50 cal, the L118, some people actually like to have shorter magnification, to such a degree where they'll go out of their way to get it, and they'll equip the variable zoom or the thermal scope just to get a more open look on things. But the AS50 has that attractive feature about it, where it has that zoom set in by default, so the user's not going to be sacrificing an attachment slot for something else which might be useful, like extended mags or perhaps a heartbeat sensor, just to get their desired view. So it's nice. It's nice from a variety perspective because it gives this sniper rifle its own little niche where nothing can touch it. And as much as I like the thought of having lots of different guns in the game, I imagine it would be hard to design them all with different characteristics, but retain a good balance between them all. Take the MSR and the L118 for instance. It could be hard to differentiate a difference between the two besides the appearance. I have my own perception of what might make them different, but that's another story for another time. But the point I'm trying to make here is that the AS50 is in a league of its own amongst the sniper rifle category, with its very unusual, very cool, but still, in my opinion, very balanced, short zoom. And you get what I was saying about running dry. You run out of ammo pretty fast if you're not too accurate with your shot and you're not getting Scavenger too soon. This is some last resort shit right here. Desperate measures with the Desert Eagles. Saved by the Bell. Did it save my life or did it save me from kicking your ass? I guess we'll never find out. But the thermal scope, generally speaking, is a very cool attachment. But in terms of the AS50, the thermal scope, not as cool in my eyes. I mean, you could look at it one way and say, this thermal scope's going to do the same to this gun that it does to every other gun. True, it is quite simply just a thermal scope when you look at it that way. But you could look at it in the way of, on the AS50, it loses a lot of the novelty. In what way? In the way that the shorter magnification that the thermal scope gives doesn't benefit the AS50, because it's already got it, so it's not adding anything new. So if you wanted to use a thermal sniper, it would make more sense to use a thermal Barrett, so you get more shots, or a thermal MSR, so you don't get that speed decrease that the AS50 gives you. Simply put, when you apply the thermal scope, the AS50 loses its niche and becomes pretty irrelevant. There's a lot of guys down here, let's go clean them up. Ooh, a collateral. That's a nice way to clean them up. Wait a minute. There's still a fucking guy there! No way. Oh, the bad luck continues. I know thermal scopes and YouTube streaming don't exactly scream out high definition, but those three fuckers lined up for a triple. And he's only gone and ballsed it up again. Alright, that's it. Time to turn this bad luck on its head. I'm yet to get an MOAB with the sniper, but I've got a good feeling about this AS50. Would you look at that? We're on Bukhara too. This is where I got my first Moab. Fortune just seems to favour me on this map, so maybe we can kick off another trend for me. Got a good feeling. So with the AS50, you're going to have a bit of a headache trying to pick your right proficiency, because there are some very appealing choices, and you may find yourself picking one, going into a game, and then wishing you'd picked the other. More specifically, the two that stand out in my mind are kick and speed. So as I mentioned earlier, equipping the AS50 will give you a speed decrease. I believe it's around the same as equipping a Barrett or a light machine gun, and you're going to feel like a bit of a slug getting around. And this speed decrease seems like much more of a problem on the AS50 than it does, say, the Barrett 50 cal, because the AS50 kind of encourages you to get in a little closer. And if you are going to be trying to commit yourself to closer fights, you generally want all the speed you can get. Whereas with something like the Barrett, I'd feel more inclined to stay a little more long-range. Down at long range, speed, while it's nice to have, is generally less of an issue. And the other main proficiency I mentioned was kick. So as for the recoil pattern of the AS50, it's much like the Barrett's, like I compared it to earlier, the PTRS, and I suppose you could say the PSG from Black Ops. All these guns have a similar recoil pattern where they kick very sharply up to the right, and then almost instantly drop right back down to the center, and it's a very, very snappy kind of recoil, over and done with quickly, and it encourages fast follow-up shots. And sometimes this can be very deceiving on the mind, and you may try and go for that follow-up shot a little too fast. And before you know it, you've got an empty magazine from spam. And speaking of spam, massive deagle spam for a triple oh, come back. Come on, don't make me chase you out the door. Jesus, teammate! That is a panic knife, but I'm sure you can't really blame me at this late stage of the streak. Getting very, very close. It's like I can feel them watching me. There you are! You sly son of a bitch. Just hiding, cowering in this little mini crater. Okay, look, just calm down, take your time. It's a nice, easy kill here, just a simple shot. There are no words. There are no words. Just naughty ones. Naughty, unpleasant, inappropriate profanities. Maybe just loud, vulgar sounds, like... Yeah. Oh well, I will soldier on and I will try again. Just when I thought I was on a roll, they thought they could strike me down. Well, I'm back. I'm going for it again. Wish me luck. And I mean good luck. None of that bad shit. I feel like I have enough already. So if you're going to try and decide between kick or speed for the AS50, then I would advise speed out of the two. I consider it the much more useful overall proficiency, because despite kick being very useful when applied, as long as you're playing pretty well and landing kill shots, kick is fairly irrelevant. And there's a couple of guys on their way through. There's 1, 2... And that's what the AS50's good at, quick snapshots from up close. I think we can push forward a little. There's another guy on the right. Okay, let's just take our time. Nice and calm. Jesus Christ! Hello. Didn't expect to see you there. I think that was a fair representation of just how I felt when that actually happened in game. Quite literally one of those shit your pants moments and scream like a lady. And you, silly sniper, thank you for the free kill. Hitching ever closer. But ultimately, whatever you decide on with proficiencies, if you play specialist as often as I do, you'll be gaining most of the proficiency through the bonus regardless, provided you're hitting the streaks, that is. Attachments wise, of course, the thermal scope, as I mentioned before, loses a lot of the novelty with the AS50, and I think the same goes for the variable zoom. I think the thermal scope and variable zoom attachments are much more suited to the other snipers. And it's a similar story for the ACOG scope, because the AS50 of course already has a default low zoom, which is what the ACOG's main change is. Although I will say that the ACOG does have one big advantage. It maintains peripheral vision, and by that I mean the outer edges of your scope are not all blacked out like this, and you keep your radar on the top left. It helps you maintain a much higher level of awareness, and we all know how important that is in a game as frantic as Modern Warfare 3. The extended mags and heartbeat sensor are just straight up upgrades, and they generally don't have any downsides where you might argue that opting for the other scoped attachments may have downsides, but the suppressor, which is widely unpopular on sniper rifles, actually could be considered a good choice for the AS50 because it still retains quite a high one-hit kill capability. But if you do happen to find yourself requiring that second follow-up shot to finish them off, then be glad you brought along the AS50, because that is what this gun is bloody good at. We're so close now, look at where they're coming from, this is the perfect spot. And wait a minute, they've spawned behind me. They've spawned behind me. This is an outrage, this is unjust, this is bollocks, big bouncy bollocks. I'm gonna kill you all. In fact, I'm gonna give you to the count of 3 to get your lousy, lying, no good, 4-flashing carcass out my door. Yep, that's the first thing that came to my head. Yep, fuck you. And you. And yeah, you too. Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. And a Happy New Year. You know what, we've come back pretty good. Maybe we will get the Moab. We're gonna do it. We're gonna get... Fuck off. Alright, that's it. I was hoping it wasn't gonna have to come to this. Come on, Seatown Montage Alley. Just give me a quad feeder ready and I'll leave in peace. I feel better already. Thank you for watching, fellas, and goodbye for now.